A squad of Catachan guardsmen was fighting an entire Ork encampment after a reconnaissance mission went wrong, and Trooper Lorenzo was alone amidst the greenskin huts. He was leaping from roof to roof, causing as much chaos as he could, when Muldoon came sprinting out of the jungle foliage, firing into a group of Orks he had sprung a trap upon. He raced for these structures, but one of the Orks had avoided his trap and cannoned into him. Lorenzo was moving before Muldoon hit the ground and pounced upon the brute, his Catachan fang digging deep into his back as Muldoon rammed his own knife into its throat. He helped a clearly concussed Muldoon up as the ground began to shake. Something big was coming. "I owe you my life," giggled the dazed Muldoon, then gripped Lorenzo's arms and spoke again. "Hey, Lorenzo, you noticed? There isn't half as many of the greenskins as we said there'd be. 30 to 1, my high, more like 10 to 1. And we can take down 10 Orks apiece, right? Hell, I must have killed 5 already." At this moment, a rumbling battle wagon burst through the trees and into the camp. Its searchlight panned around like a baleful eye as it finally came to rest on the 2 Catachans. Muldoon's mood changed as he seemed to stare off into the distance. "Trouble is, they got brains. I saw him go down, so we have to take out a few more Orks each to make up his share." The battle wagon's guns flared and Lorenzo pushed Muldoon aside as a shell hit the earth and erupted beside them. Lorenzo tried to drag Muldoon to a nearby hut, but another explosion threw them back. The searchlight had discovered them again, and more Orks were coming. Muldoon was pressing his las gun into Lorenzo's hand, saying, "Here, you can make better use of this than I can." He was rummaging in his bandolier, finding a demolition charge with each hand, and although Lorenzo's first instinct was to stop him, to save him, he held himself back because his comrade was grinning at him now. "You saved my life. That makes it my turn. And besides, I count 9 greenskins on that take. Add them to the other 5, and that's my share and a few for brains to boot." At this, he sprinted into the light before the Orks could react with their main weapons. A flamer upon the tank's side whooshed and clipped the guardsman, but still he ran. He vaulted over the guns onto the front of the tank, planting his feet and fists into the faces of the Orks at the triggers. Those behind saw the threat to them and drew their own guns. One of them leapt at him, but he turned his momentum and weight against it, throwing it over his shoulder and off the moving vehicle. The others fired and Muldoon's body twitched and jerked as their bullets ripped into him. Lorenzo feared that he too would fall and die in a splatter of mud and blood, but he was climbing onto the back of the battle wagon, as if animated by willpower alone. He fell into the midst of the Ork mob, and they leapt upon him, tearing him apart, but by then his final goal had been achieved. The charges blew the battle wagon apart from the inside, and 8 Orks died screaming.